we have just learned that the president of Cape Fear Community College, Ted Springs, has resigned.
Yes, so we reported to you at the top of our newscast that the trustees for Cape Fear Community College went into closed session earlier this afternoon at a specially called meeting. Dr. Spring was not at the location downtown where they were meeting, and literally just minutes ago we received a text from Ann McAdams downtown that Dr. Ted Spring has resigned as the president of Cape Fear Community College.
Of course, we have done some reports that Dr. Spring was issued a credit card that raised some eyebrows. He also was issued a car, which he got money back for using the car, but it was actually a rental car that was provided to him. He turned that car in last week. But once again, just learning that Dr. Ted Spring at Cape Fear Community College has resigned. One local leader reimbursed his employer $2,500 for his expenses after we started asking questions. WECT's Ann McAdams investigates. Ann?
Fran, Cape Fear Community College President Dr. Ted Spring spent over $16,000 on his college-issued charge card last year. Among the charges are airline seat upgrades, meals, and a plane ticket for Spring's wife, and alcohol. With a recent pay increase, Cape Fear Community College President Ted Spring now makes more than $268,000 each year. But as a representative for the college, he also gets a credit card for other expenses. For example, a $1,700 charge for President Spring and his wife Andrea to fly to a President's Academy conference in Sacramento this summer. It included their $1,300 base fare and $400 to upgrade their seats from coach to choice seating. Spring has also bought meals for his wife with college money, as well as wine while out to eat on multiple occasions. For other restaurant purchases, Dr. Spring simply turned in a duplicate charge card receipt instead of an itemized receipt, so we don't know what exactly he bought. Recently, college administrators explained to us off camera that Dr. Spring made those purchases from a special institutional fund. CFCC collects about $160,000 a year from campus vending machines, the coffee shop, and the cafeteria. Because that revenue is not tax or tuition money, CFCC says it's not governed by the same strict guidelines that limit how state money can be spent. For example, state money cannot be used to buy alcohol for consumption or meals and plane tickets for family members. Dr. Spring did not want to talk on camera about this, but told us that after our inquiries into some of his charges, he decided to reimburse CFCC for his wife's meals and airfare, his seating upgrade on the flight to California, as well as all alcohol purchases and a payment he made to the Boy Scouts for a charitable dinner with his college-issued charge card. In total, $2,500. He said it's not that there's anything inappropriate about the charges, he just did not want them to become a distraction from the good work the college is doing. The state does allow colleges some discretion with vending funds, but they require the Board of Trustees at each campus set policies about how this money can be spent. We learned today CFCC has no such policy.
New details on a story WECT broke at noon on WECT.com about mileage reimbursements to the president of Cape Fear Community College for a car provided to him at no cost.
Moments later, we learned someone from the investigation of State Auditor's Office was on campus. An email to CFCC's Board of Trustees about the auditor mentioned travel reimbursements from May 2013 to May 2014.
Now, at this hour, it's not immediately clear if there's a connection, but WECT's Ann McAdams has been investigating.
After our first story aired, we got a tip to look at an arrangement Cape Fear Community College President Ted Spring has for a rental car. He's provided the vehicle at no cost, yet we have confirmed with the school that he's getting reimbursed for mileage for using that car. In the last fiscal year alone, Dr. Spring has received about $3,000 in mileage reimbursement. Some of that was for a vehicle Dr. Spring does not own and does not have to pay to maintain. Dr. Spring is driving a Ford Fusion like this one that has been provided to the college at no cost as part of an athletic sponsorship agreement with Enterprise Rental Car. He uses that vehicle for college business, and the college has confirmed they are reimbursing him 56 cents for every mile he drives, the IRS-approved rate for mileage reimbursement on a personal vehicle. The thing is, this isn't a personal vehicle. This is a rental vehicle that Enterprise pays to maintain. Dr. Spring's only expense is gas. And considering the federal government's estimates on miles per gallon for a Ford Fusion, Spring is paying at worst 16 cents per mile. So he's making 40 cents a mile to drive a free vehicle. Dr. Spring declined our request for an on-camera interview about this, but we pressed CFCC to explain why they're doing this. At first, they said they're just following state and federal guidelines with these mileage reimbursements. Then today, they revised their statement. They said they felt they could improve this process, so they're coming up with a new mileage policy, and when they figure out those specifics, we'll let you know.
In the last fiscal year, he's been paid $3,000 in reimbursement. At least some of that is for driving a car he doesn't have to pay to maintain. WECT's Ann McAdams joins us now with the very latest on that. Ann?
Fran and John, Dr. Spring's only expense is gas, and his reimbursement from the college far exceeds his out-of-pocket cost. We asked him this afternoon if that was fair.
I think the policy, and I believe the policy, needs to be reviewed, and I agree. Clearly it should be looked at, but we were following the policy, or the business office was following the policy.
Dr. Spring's situation is unique because he's not driving a state-owned vehicle or his personal vehicle. The Ford Fusion he's been driving is a courtesy car provided by Enterprise Rental Car as part of a sponsorship for the athletic department. So the college doesn't have a reimbursement rate in place that more closely aligns with his actual cost of driving the car, and they now say they plan to create one. We also found out for the first time today that Spring has been reimbursed for trips just a few blocks away from the college. Some of the trips are short, they're a mile, like round trip. And some people think that is it necessary to fill out a form to get reimbursed for a mile?
I'm not sure what's on the reimbursement form at all. I don't fill them out. They're just filled out. I mean, if I go someplace, I list down where I'm supposed to be going according to the calendar, and someone else fills in the actual mileage for me.
You are going...
And I don't believe I've ever been reimbursed for a mile.
Actually, many times for trips to the city club or trips to Thalian Hall.
Oh, for lunch.
Yeah, for lunch.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Although Spring says someone else fills out his mileage logs, he does sign them. Besides short trips, Spring has also been reimbursed for trips to social functions and even birthday parties. Spring defended those trips as legitimate expenses, social outreach on behalf of the college. Reporting live in the studio, Ann McAdams, WECT News.
New details tonight on the cost of furnishing CFCC's Union Station building in downtown Wilmington.
College officials originally told us they didn't know the price of the furniture inside, telling us the contractors for the project bought it.
We have since received invoices from the contractors, and the price tags may surprise you.
WECT's Ann McAdams investigates in tonight's Following Your Money report. Ann?
Fran and John, the college spent $3 million to furnish Union Station, most of it bond money to be repaid by taxpayers. One Board of Trustee member tells us some of the furniture choices are reasonable, but others are examples of wasteful government spending. In a single boardroom on the 5th floor of Union Station, there are at least $46,000 worth of leather chairs. The swivel chairs surrounding the custom-built conference table cost about $1,000 apiece, and the 40 side chairs for people in the audience each cost $654 before taxes or installation. CFCC tells us the furniture was selected by an architectural firm along with an interior designer based on input and a budget set by the college. While a quick Google search shows you can buy swivel and side chairs for a fraction of that cost, CFCC instructed the contractors to select executive-level furnishings similar to those at major educational institutions. That helps explain why College President Ted Spring's office cost over $46,000 to furnish. Furnishings in Dr. Spring's sizable office include a large desk, 6 leather chairs, a couch, a coffee table, 3 end tables, a round table, a credenza, 2 wall storage units, and 2 table lamps. The cost to furnish his personal conference room next door was an additional $20,000. Purchases like these have prompted a number of college employees to contact us with concerns about excessive and unnecessary spending, although they did not want us to use their names for fear of losing their jobs. But they tell us other, more essential expenses have been neglected while the administrative offices were elaborately furnished. President Spring declined an on-camera interview about the furniture, but we were given a tour of the 5th floor along with an official statement. In addition to the office areas, the 5th floor serves as a conference center to host events for a wide variety of community organizations. The income from rental fees helps offset the cost of operating the facility.
Now, even with the furniture cost, the college tells us the cost of building came in $11 million under budget for Union Station. Reporting live in the studio, Ann McAdams, WECT News.